Imagine this. In the blink of an eye, you're dealing with a wrecked car, a massive adrenaline spike, and you're wondering how you're going to pay for it all. Getting into an accident is incredibly stressful, but honestly, navigating your insurance claims shouldn't be. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're giving you the ultimate survival guide for mastering the Mercury Insurance claims process, so you can lock in your peace of mind and fiercely protect your financial future.
So, let's just dive right into it. We're going to break down the exact step-by-step mechanics to filing a claim with Mercury Insurance. But to give you some real practical value, we aren't just reading off the official company brochures. We're going to contrast Mercury's official procedures with the hard realities and warnings reported by consumer advocates. That way you're fully equipped for how this process actually works in the real world.
We've got a lot of crucial ground to cover today. We'll be looking at the initial steps right after an incident, contacting Mercury, gathering your documentation and evidence, working with claims adjusters, getting to that final resolution and settlement, and finally, the most common mistakes you absolutely need to avoid. Section 1. Initial steps after an incident. Let's start right at the scene of the collision.
Immediately after that impact, your number one priority is safety. Period. If you can, move your vehicle to a secure location and call 911, especially if anyone is hurt. Once you're safe, it is time to rigorously document the scene and exchange information, and you want to do this before any of the vehicles are moved from where they ended up.
Now, Mercury actually recommends keeping a checklist of these specific details right in your glove box, and for good reason. Gathering these exact facts prevents massive processing delays later on, and it really protects you if the other driver is at fault. Don't just trust your memory. Write down the exact street location, get that police report number, snap photos of the driver's licenses and VINs, and whatever you do, get the contact info of any eyewitnesses who saw what went down. Section 2. Contacting Mercury Insurance to formally initiate your claim.
The real trick here is knowing exactly which number to dial. Mercury actually uses a bifurcated system. While their main 24/7 claims ingestion hotline handles your standard intake, they have entirely separate numbers if you need immediate roadside towing or help with a mechanical breakdown. Calling the right department right off the bat saves you from the headache of getting stuck in endless automated transfer loops.
And here is a technical quirk you really need to be prepared for. Mercury has a highly rated mobile app, and it's fantastic for pulling up your digital ID card for a police officer, but it unfortunately lacks a built-in way to seamlessly file your entire claim from start to finish. Unlike some of their tech-heavy competitors, the Mercury app mostly just gives you a shortcut button that dials the claims hotline. So just be ready to actually get on the phone or use their website portal.
Section 3. Documentation and evidence. This is how you build a protective wall around your financial interests. Listen closely because this is absolutely critical. Legal and consumer advocates explicitly warn that if your car only has minor visible scratches, adjusters might use what's called a low-impact defense. Basically, they might argue that because the property damage looks minor, you couldn't possibly have sustained any significant injuries and use that to deny medical payouts. That is exactly why your immediate scene photos are so vital. Because of those kinds of adjuster tactics, experts advise you to be really careful when you first submit your claim. Resist the urge to give a sweeping, detailed story about the event or how your neck is feeling. Keep it brief. Stick strictly to the factual logistics, the date, the time, the location, and the property damage. Wait until you've consulted with professionals before offering in-depth theories on fault or your medical status. Section 4. Working with claims adjusters and navigating the claims lifecycle. So what does this actually look like day to day? Here is the standard administrative timeline for a typical Mercury claim. It kicks off with intake and review on day 1, moves into damage inspections and estimates during week 1, then fault determination and repair approvals, and finally wraps up with you paying your deductible and them cutting the check.
Now, during that day 1 intake call, Mercury might say they want to record the conversation to help expedite the process. But remember, legal sources caution that these recordings are totally legally binding. They will be examined later to establish who was at fault. So again, keep those early statements brief, factual, and completely devoid of guessing or speculation.
Section 5. Resolution and settlement. The part where things get fixed and paid out.
When it's time to choose a repair shop, you basically have two distinct options. You can use Mercury's pre-approved CARS network, which gives you direct billing and a lifetime warranty guaranteed right by Mercury for as long as you own the car. Or you can exercise your absolute legal right to use your own trusted independent body shop. Just keep in mind, if you go independent, the warranty is handled completely by that shop, not your insurer.
But what if the damage is catastrophic? If repair costs cross a certain state-specific threshold, your car gets deemed a total loss. If that happens, Mercury calculates a cash settlement based on the pre-accident market value of the vehicle minus your deductible. And if you still owe money on an auto loan, they'll actually pay off that outstanding lien directly before sending you a check for whatever is left.
Section 6. Common mistakes to avoid. Let's make sure you don't fall into these traps. Pay close attention to this number. Historical consumer data shows that even drivers with totally clean records can face a premium rate increase of up to 25% just for filing a single minor at-fault claim. So if you just scraped a fence and the damage is minimal, you really need to weigh whether paying out of pocket makes more financial sense than triggering a massive rate hike for the next few years.
According to consumer studies, policyholders often complain about getting stuck in endless voicemail loops and basically having to do the adjuster's investigative footwork themselves. Don't let that happen to you. Stay proactive. Always follow up in writing via email. Never blindly accept their very first settlement offer because it might be low. And most importantly, if you are hurt, never delay your medical treatment.
If you feel like you're hitting a brick wall and your claim is being unfairly delayed or denied, don't just throw your hands up. Officially escalate it. Call that main hotline and demand to speak with a claims supervisor. And if that still doesn't work, you have the full right to contact regulatory bodies, like your state's Department of Insurance, for a formal external review.
So what's the big takeaway from this explainer? You have got to be proactive. Please don't wait for a crash to figure all this out. Take 10 minutes today to review your specific policy limits, understand what your deductibles actually are, and print out an emergency checklist and the claims hotline to keep right there in your glove box.
Quick reminder, as always, the information we've covered in this explainer is strictly for educational purposes. Insurance regulations vary wildly from state to state, so you should absolutely consult your official, up-to-date policy documents or speak with a licensed Mercury representative for advice tailored to your exact situation.
I'm going to leave you with this final thought. If the completely unexpected happens tomorrow morning on your commute, are you 100% confident that your current policy will actually protect your financial future? Take a hard look at your coverage tonight. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and stay safe out there on the road.